Finally, we're going to look at finding side lengths of a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So within this, we're going to have two legs. We're going to have a short leg, which is this side length down here. I'm going to call it X. The long leg, which is across from the 60, and the hypotenuse. If I want to go from the short leg to the hypotenuse, we're going to multiply our short leg by 2. So I'm going to call this 2x. If I'd want to go backwards from the hypotenuse to the short leg, I would divide by 2. And then if I want to go from the short leg to the long leg, we're going to say we're going to take that short leg times the square root of 3. And if I'd want to go back, then I would divide by the square root of 3. So this is the form of what your 30, 60, 90 triangle is going to look like. We'll do a few examples off of this. I'm going to say, let's do these 3 examples. Okay, and I'll draw in the triangle down here at the bottom again. So 30, 60, and then your 90. So hypotenuse is 2x, x, and x squared root of 3. The most important side length out of this is the one that is across from the 30. If you have that side length, that's awesome, because then you can go to either the hypotenuse or the long leg. If you don't have the side length across from the 30, we're going to have to find it. So we're going to actually start with 3C, and we'll kind of work backwards from there. They give me a side length of 21, and notice that it is across from the 30-degree angle. Since they gave us that, that's good news for us. We can go either to X or to Y first. And I'm going to say let's go to X first. If I want to go from the short leg to the hypotenuse, that's X to 2X, we're going to multiply by 2. So 21 times 2 gets us 42. And likewise, if I want to go from the short leg, which again is 21, to Y, which is the long leg, now I'm going from X to X squared root of 3. We'd multiply by the square root of 3, so Y is going to be 21 square root of 3. So that's what 3C would look like. 3B, this time they give us the hypotenuse, because it's across from the 90-degree angle, is 10. Again, the side length that we need to find is the short leg, which is across from the 30. So now I'm going from 10, the hypotenuse, to the short leg, X. So I'm going from 2X to X, which means I'm going to divide by 2. So 10 divided by 2 gets us 5. And now that I have the short leg, I can go to my long leg, which is Y. In other words, I'm going from X to X squared root of 3. 5 times the square root of 3 is 5 square root of 3. And then finally, 3A. This one's probably the hardest one of them all. They give me the long leg, which is across from 60, as 12. Remember, we always need to get to the side length that is across from the 30. So we need to find X first. In order to find X, we're going to go from the long leg to the short leg. So we're going to divide by the square root of 3. So I'm going to take 12 divided by square root of 3. Notice on this one, we have a radical in the denominator, so we need to rationalize the denominator, multiplying by 1, which in this case is square root of 3 over square root of 3. On top, that gets us 12 square root of 3, and then square root of 3 times square root of 3 is the square root of 9. The square root of 9 we know is 3. And now I can simplify a little bit more. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So X, our short side length, is 4 square root of 3. Now I want to get from the short leg to the hypotenuse. So now we're going from 4 square root of 3 to Y, or X times 2 gets me my hypotenuse. So 4 square root of 3, I'll do it down here at the bottom. 4 square root of 3 times 2 comes out to 8 square root of 3. It's like 4x times 2. Well, 4x times 2 is 8x, so 4 square root of 3 times 2 is going to get me 8 square root of 3.